Preparing for your initial meeting with an estate planning attorney. Some insights to come. 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗴𝘀, an estate planning firm in New York and New Jersey, and we provide peace of mind to families through our high client value services. If you are seeking assistance in either estate planning or probate administration in New York or New Jersey, you can reach us at yourplanningattorney.com. And speaking of value, we're here to educate everyone for free. So please ask your questions and share so together we can help some folks along the way. Now, when it comes to preparing for your meeting, one, make sure you show up. That is the hardest part. But if you do so, the attorney will be appreciative. I know I am. Secondly, you do need to anticipate sharing some things about yourself, not just who you are and what your question is, but about your family and your finances. Hopefully, family stuff you kind of know off the top of your head. That shouldn't be too much of a struggle. If you forget everybody's birthday, it's okay. We can get that later, but they might not be happy with that. Anyway, on the financial side, we do want you to have some semblance of an idea of what your net worth consists of, right? Real property and how it's owned, approximate values, if there's a mortgage and what's remaining, and a breakdown just in, a summary fashion, a total fashion, like how much in liquid assets you hold on a regular basis, your retirement, your life insurance, any business interests you may have, and then of course any other major holdings at the time. All of these things and the breakout of what they are and how they're held has an impact on your estate plan, believe it or not. For instance, just to give you one example, most folks don't recognize the difference between their brokerage investments and their retirement investments. I blame this slightly on the financial industry because they lump them all together on one statement and it gets awfully confusing for the consumer. But there is a very different treatment between brokerage assets that were invested with post-tax dollars, meaning you already paid tax on that money that you invested under a brokerage, and pre-tax investments under a retirement account. And your estate planning counsel should give you some insight on the treatment and how these things will be managed in the future based on your goals and your needs and the ultimate plan you decide. Of course, it's also helpful, at least from my perspective, to talk a little bit about major health concerns, things like long-term care, knowing a little bit about those policies, or at least providing them at some point in the process. And then, figuring out from there what your, knowing that what your goals are, what your needs may be, developing the right plan. But having a breakout, even if you jot it down on a sheet of paper before that meeting, approximate values of, liquid, retirement, life insurance, and knowing whether or not your life insurance, second example I'm going to give you real quick, knowing whether or not your life insurance is what we call a term policy that ends at a particular age and what that age is, or if it's a permanent policy that should last throughout your lifetime. Those are just the core perspectives that I think an estate planning attorney would appreciate and can help you greater if you have those tools available in that first discussion. Again, I'm 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗴𝘀, an estate planning attorney in New York and New Jersey, and we provide peace of mind to families through our high client value services. If you need assistance with estate planning or probate administration in New York and New Jersey, you can reach us at yourplanningattorney.com. We hope you've learned something new here today. Please don't forget to share and take care.